Valvetronic Designs will have put out its new true F1 exhaust package for the Audi R8 and Lamborghini Huracan. An exhaust setup that I've wanted to develop for like a year and a half. There's people out there that have made huge followings attacking companies saying that everything's made in China and saying you just need good suppliers.
Here's the supplier.
That's not real life, because so many companies exist to provide the product, sure, but a lot of companies exist for the experience. When you see like someone who's wearing a Gucci t-shirt, but it's definitely not authentic, what does that say about the person? It's the same thing that I see with people who have these Alibaba exhausts with no logos or anything at car meets. I know everything about that person. That was not a very good clap. What an interesting thing, right? Is the podcast rolling?
Podcast always rolling, my friend.
But let us begin with this. Clapping. What an interesting thing. Like, when someone does something nice, we're just going to artificially make noise. Like, just...
Every noise you make is artificial.
Like, really?
That's very true.
Yeah, I guess so.
No, there has to be some... We have to look at the history, but there has to be a reason why that motion is correlated to
There's
celebrating
also like
success.
what's the golf clap? It's not bad.
No, that's the jazz clap. The jazz.
Oh, okay.
The golf clap's like this.
Oh, yeah, it's like a light tap, like right here to the palms.
By the way, I feel like listening to rap and like that type of music in the car, no. Like house music or jazz, like smooth jazz, just absolutely grabbing gears.
What don't you like about hip hop?
Rap music, no. Even that UK
I don't feel
rap.
like, I don't feel like I'm cool enough to listen to rap music.
I think that's valid.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of exactly. I think you box yourself exactly where you need to box yourself. Because I feel like I'm not savvy.
This
enough
is
to
ridiculous.
listen to
I'm already
jazz
getting attacked.
music
How
and
far
house
into
music.
this are we? It's outrageous. Yeah, but
Are you not enjoying yourself?
No, I'm having an absolutely splendid time. I just held a cat, which was absolutely fabulous.
It wasn't bad. Yeah. Not bad.
It's not bad.
We're back with Austin from Valvetronic for part 2.
At Corsa Galleria. Shout out George again, the man.
I look at this camera.
George has sold a few
You can look at any
BMWs
camera.
with Valvetronic.
This one is you. That's
That was
middle.
me.
That's us.
Yeah, you're
So
the
you
one.
look anywhere.
You're the one on the far left. The middle one's on all of us.
Okay,
Yes.
got it.
Multiple cameras. It's a new game.
It's not bad.
Is he the first
We
guest
see-
to get a
things have
dedicated-
changed.
We're season 2, right?
Yeah.
We're deep into season 2.
Deep
Things have
into
changed
season
since you
two-
were here in season
two.
1.
A tremendous amount
Well,
of things.
a lot has changed too with
Even
Valvetronic
George.
Designs and myself as an individual. I guess we can get to the meat and potatoes of what I wanted to talk about.
Let's dive into it.
When this podcast comes out and you guys get the good fortune of listening to these handsome individuals and dealing with having to listen to me, I guess, Valvetronic Designs will have put out its new true F1 exhaust package for the Audi R8 and Lamborghini Huracan. An exhaust setup that I've wanted to develop for like a year and a half. Watching the Secret Weapon Fab guys put that sound out, I was like,
A whole year and a half.
They beat me to it. And that video the setup that they have is world class, spectacular. And they have a engineering prowess that's unlike anything else out there. But for those people who want to just have a catback, no headers, no removing the engine, and something that's like between $5,000 and $7,000 rather than paying $25,000, Valvetronic is going to get you that option. We developed a configuration. I can't discuss too much of the developments. You'll be able to see the pictures when they come out about how the system looks and everything. But, dude, the first car we did the development on was an STO. I'm not an STO guy. I'm not a Huracan guy. I'm not an R8 guy. It's not for me. Mostly because of the noise. I was always very deterred by like the very flat, guttural sound like all those R8s and Huracans make.
But then it pops.
The pops are not a problem, although I think they're vastly overdone. But
Overdone.
the sound quality that we managed to achieve with this catback system, we designed everything. Rob, who's my main engineer, is, when I tell you, mad scientist. This
Catback
guy,
system.
Catback.
You're getting
You're getting that quality of sound from just a catback. Yeah,
actually.
absolutely.
At what price point you said?
It's going to start for like the early R8s in stainless like $5,000.
And comparative to the competition is what?
I'm trying to think of what car that was outside that just made all that noise. 335 probably, and 54.
Probably so, yeah.
Your question again? Sorry. I'm very
The
distracted.
competition
I
is
know.
how much? Probably
I think
2025.
the secret weapon fab system. By the way, this is in no way bashing them. Like, that system has headers and all this really complicated stuff. But our system, I wanted to develop something that actually people would be able to buy. And then also, for the people who get to view this, this is not a situation where, oh, it's coming out. Like, we've already have it fully developed. We're filming this, when is this, the middle of January? Everything, the development's done. Like, we're working on getting
late
this-
January, brother.
Yeah. Bro, like,
We're
life's moving fast.
almost to February.
Yeah. But all the development's done, and we're just working on building the production and doing in-house fab for a lot of these systems because we need to get them really quickly. So
Yeah.
we'll do. If you put your money down, you'll get your system in like a couple weeks, and then if people listen to this in the summer, my goal is to sell 1,000 or more of these systems. I don't want to piecemeal. I want everybody, like myself, who doesn't even like those cars, to go buy one because now we've come out with this. We've seen the videos of the car on the R8, on the dyno and stuff. This sound is as good. I don't think it's better, but I think it's as good. You get all that pre-LP kind of like LFA sound. It is spectacular. And it's
From catback.
From catback, yes. It's not as loud. It's nowhere near as loud. And my phone is over there, and I can play you the clips, and maybe you can overlay them when we put this out. But the sound quality is all there. Non-valved, a very unique configuration. When the pictures are out, you guys can take a look at them. I know that I'm trying to delay, like when I put the pictures out, because I know everybody's going to copy me.
Right.
So, that'll be a spectacular development. And then at that point, again, everybody still comes after us. Drop ship, Alibaba, made in China. Once we put this out, the question of Valvetronic Designs delivering the greatest exhaust systems in the world I don't think would be questioned again, because we will have put this out. But it's not just putting it out and having it be seen for people. It's actually like you can order this and you're going to buy it, and it's going to show up in 2 to 3 days, not 2 to 3 months. That's the big thing with Valvetronic Designs, as we talked about last time. I don't want to be the onesie twosie. I want everybody who has an R8 or has a Huracan or maybe we'll do it for the LP Gallardos too.
Are you the exhaust Robin Hood? Is that why you showed up in green tonight?
Yeah.
Literally, that's it.
Yeah.
I want everyone to have great exhaust.
Well, because
Delivered to them in 2 days
I don't
for a
like-
reasonable price.
Yeah, I don't like those cars. I'd never liked those cars because I didn't like the sound. And like I'm very dismissive towards cars that I don't think sound good. Like the Scud is very special because you can make it sound very, very special. You last time talked about the 458. Why is the 458 really cool? The noise.
Sounds amazing.
That's it.
The noise. The Aventadors, same thing. But if you take back, like, I think the Chiron is very cool and the Veyron is very cool, but it's like those cars it's very challenging to make them sound very good.
They have a distinctive noise though.
They do.
It's not exhaust note on those cars.
It's just like,
It's a wind turbine that you're hearing
it's
in
like
the
you're
behind.
listening, you're
driving.
standing behind a jet.
Literally. So
Yeah.
it's a different type of noise. that you're
Exactly,
getting
but a
out of
lot
those
of people
cars.
love the high pitch. They love that really exotic resonance that you get. So, that's why I don't know. Have you guys seen? I don't know what the shop's name is, but it's a D-stroked BMW 2.6 liter engine they put in a 135, and it sounds like the world's ending. It's unbelievable.
Have not
Well,
seen.
maybe we'll put the clip up.
I hate this.
Spectacular.
It's for real.
I hate this game.
Bro, I'm trying to get the clips.
Hey, you have one more clip use.
Yeah, I was to say,
What do you
Rose is
mean,
throwing
bro?
out clipping.
We were talking about some contraband stuff last time. Like, this is why we had to take it out.
This
but,
is
like,
all editing.
Yeah, for real.
okay.
Unless you want to front some money to hire someone to clip
But
all of it.
you've got a great team here.
We do.
We
Yeah.
do have a great team, but that's our team. So
It's not bad.
you're making demands on our team.
Yeah.
Let
But,
me ask you this.
Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead.
You are highlighting specifically Valvetronic Designs' growth in engineering,
Yes.
correct?
Yeah.
In layman's terms, like if I was a fourth grader.
Okay.
Explain to me, from an engineering perspective, what makes this system so special?
Okay. So I can't get too into depth about this. I can talk about some designs. I can't talk about certain design specifics that make this system very unique, but I can say this. When you chase the high-pitch sound, there's a couple things that interact. Your Aventador is extremely loud. This is because the system that Mr. Bustein just made is designed to be the loudest, and it's designed and engineered here, and that's a top quality system. But it doesn't have that razor sharp Gentani sound. The reason why is when you talk about equalization of the pulses, that's one of the big things. I mean, this car behind us, the F87 comps, like the F80s, dude, it was a massive breakthrough when people started to come out with equal link systems. We did it pretty early on. It didn't get a lot of publicity. Active Auto Work came with their mid-pipe, and that was huge. Now, when you chase the high pitch, you want all the exhaust pulses to exit at the same amount of length at the same velocity. And then once you're after that point, you need to maximize velocity as much as possible. So that's why people use X-pipes and stuff. X-pipe is good for scavenging, but it's also, you're basically funneling the exhaust through a restriction.
Scavenging?
Scavenging.
What does that mean?
Okay.
Just throwing out words like
No,
scavenging.
it's okay.
I said like a fourth grader. Did you not hear me?
Bro, like I'm 6, so like I don't like.
I don't have an exhaust factory in Pennsylvania,
but like,
right?
You can honestly think about an exhaust system as like an orchestra. There's like a lot of things that come together, but the timing has to be right. Otherwise, it sounds like shit. So when you exhaust scavenging is the effect that the engine, if it's balanced properly, is going to go back and forth. I think it's going to go 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, and then the cylinders are going to fire back and forth. An exhaust is a pulse. When the fourth stroke of the engine goes down and you have the exhaust exit, it's like a little section. It's a push. So then, if the exhaust is properly matched and you have the correct lengths, the pulses as they get pushed down the exhaust stream. Obviously, I'm talking about really slow motion because it's like a pop, pop, pop. But you get that volumetric push down the exhaust.
Yeah.
When you scavenge, it almost acts like a vacuum. So one side getting pushed kind of draws the other side out because it's like the negative pressure. But that's the effect of an X-pipe, and it really helps with power. And you can use also an H. Like H's are good for Mustangs and such because they don't give too much crossover, but it gives enough equalization. When you talk about velocity, you can do a couple things to increase velocity. You can reduce the piping size because it's like a garden hose. You put your finger over a garden hose, it's going to spray out faster. You can use...
So just dent the tips.
Dent the tips. Don't do that.
Squeeze the tips down.
You can, yeah. Well, actually, now that you say that, people do that sometimes. Like they have like these megaphones that you've seen. Like people will, I'm saying other exhaust companies as an aggregate. They'll bring the exhaust together in an X, and then they'll expand the exhaust so it slows, then you funnel it back down so you get this like megaphone effect. Like that works. But ultimately, the objective is velocity. So the best 458 exhausts, they're not necessarily the loudest. They might be pretty loud because most of the time when you're chasing velocity, you need no restrictions. That's why the Gentani cars and like your car, for example, is so loud because when you have no mufflers, no resonators, no valves, there's no place for the exhaust to go but out, and then like into your ass as it resonates the whole car. But
it's very true.
So with the R8 system, what we've done is we've done a double X-pipe configuration, which if you have one X-pipe, it scavenges and the pulses are balanced. But if you do another one, you get another increase in velocity.
So like in, out, in again.
Correct. Yeah. And then the system goes out unrestricted. Now this setup that we've developed is non-valved, but my R8...
It's non-valved.
Non-valved.
Valvetronic.
So it's just
Designs.
tronic.
Well, we've done like...
It's a tronic exhaust.
We've done like other... Yeah, it's just... I don't even know what I'd call it. We just call it like the F1 package. Like anything that's F1 in like in our SKUs and stuff is non-valved. We
Not
do
bad.
like the Aventador. It's not bad. We do the Aventador systems, and you can option like an F1 system which is non-valved.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people who have the cars, you for example, you kind of mentioned that you might need valves at some point, but you've gotten very comfortable driving the car a particular way, so you don't really need them. So that's how that goes. Well, I mean, maybe.
I got pulled over twice in the last 3 days.
Okay. What do they say?
You're going
They say
too
your
fast.
teeth are too white, or they say like the...
So I actually had an interesting one. It's funny because, remember last time we talked about how to deal with a cop?
Yeah.
It's almost like knowing this was happening, that like it was testing me.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, but I had the craziest stop I've ever had in my life.
Okay.
I got pulled over. I pulled over to the right. The guy came to my window, didn't ask me what was going on, didn't say license registration. He's like, "Is this your car?" And I was, of course. I was like, "Yeah, this is my car." He's like, how much does this cost? And I said, monthly or like gross price of the car? And he's like, monthly. So I told him how much I paid for it monthly. And he's like, how do you afford it? And I told him. And he's like, all right, give me your license, blah, blah, blah. I gave him the stuff. And he's like, is this the company you were talking about? Like how I paid for the car? And he's like, and I told him yes. And he walks away, doesn't tell me why he stopped me or anything still. Then I had handed him my bag because my wallet and stuff was in my little man purse that I carry. And he was treating me like I was like a degenerate or something like that because he's like, don't move a muscle. I'm going to grab it and I'm going to look through it. And I was first thinking, I was like, should I let him do that? I go, I probably have the rights to not let him do that. But then I went, what benefit am I going to get? I have nothing in there to hide. go ahead, bro, take my thing and look through it.
Yeah.
Doesn't tell me why he stopped me. Doesn't tell me the problem.
Yep.
Asks me those questions about it.
Yep.
Leaves me, right? So now I'm sitting there. His partner comes up, lowers himself to my car, and looks inside and goes, "Damn, bro, nice car." And I was like, "Thank you." And he looked like I don't even know how to describe him. Like he looked like he
Sorry,
lived in
quick question. Try to interject. CHP or local?
local,
Okay, continue.
Glendale PD,
Yep.
local, right?
They always travel in pairs in Glendale.
Always, right?
Always.
There was 2 cars, or there was 2 people in a car?
There was 2 people in a car, and then another car pulled up.
There's always 2 cars in Glendale.
Yes, they always kind of back each other.
They
up.
did not defund the police here.
No, Glendale has its own PD department so that they can reinforce and they can make it happen.
And they travel in pairs.
There's a reason
Okay,
for that, right?
got it. Yeah.
So as the other one's talking to me, he's like, "Well, what's your favorite aspect about the car? Like this and that." I'm like, these are just car nuts that pulled me over because I have this car.
Oh dear.
And they
Okay.
want to, talk to me about it.
Yeah.
Right? So now I'm chilling.
I have a bad feeling this is going to go bad.
So then the guy walks up, the original guy walks up, and just he's like, "So I'm stopping you for this, this, this." He said I was on my phone. I was on my phone. He said I was speeding, and I think he tried to say I was doing 52.
You weren't on your phone?
I was not on my phone.
Wow.
That's a rare one.
Rare occasion.
What?
Bro, you answer my calls immediately. Like, I love you for that, but
How immediately?
yeah, fast, bro. Like, it doesn't even ring. Hello?
That's crazy.
I wasn't on my phone. He said I was on my phone. He said I was doing 52 in a 35, and I was.
That's
maybe
like a perfect 17 miles an hour over. You should question that.
Bro, I was literally sitting there. I was like, this guy's targeting me, right? And then the last one that got me was, and then obviously he's like, your exhaust is extremely loud, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. Gives me everything, makes me sign everything. And then I'm tripping. I think he put down misdemeanor on the ticket for my excessive speed. Is that a thing? Can I get a misdemeanor for doing 17 over?
I am not an attorney, and I will not claim to be, but I don't think so.
I'm sitting there and I'm like...
Also, too, it's very discretionary. Like, we talked about this last time on the podcast, but it's very bizarre. Like, in Germany or in Switzerland, you do something, something happens. Like, you do the speed, you get this fine. Like, it's very, very bizarre here. I'm not complaining because you can add some riz and be safe.
Yeah, 100%.
But I don't think that's going to happen.
And then he hands me all my stuff back.
Yeah.
I look through it and I'm like, my wallet's not in here. And he's like, what? And I'm like, my wallet is not in the bag. I was like, you got my license from my
You're
wallet.
trying to steal the wallet.
That was in my bag. He's like, are you sure? And I was like, can I dig through it better? Because right now I'm like one hand in, steering wheel hand, right?
My bag's only this big.
Yeah, I'm
it's
like,
the size
bro.
of a shoe.
And he's like, give me a second. Takes me another 5 minutes, right? Comes back on my wallet. And I'm looking through my stuff, all my cash, stuff like that. And I was like, I don't think he fucking took anything. But to this day, which was a couple days ago, I don't know what the hell happened. Because I didn't do any of the shit that he was claiming that I did.
Again,
I wasn't even speeding.
It's discretion. Like, I feel like they can kind of pull you over for whatever. Again, like, I'm sure if you've listened to the school of Austin police riz, I'm sure you handled it very well, very respectful. All windows down, lights on in the car.
Yep. Hands on the steering wheel.
Hands on the steering wheel. Yeah.
But you didn't open up with, I'm sorry, I was driving like an asshole.
Yes, correct.
Which
I didn't.
is...
I just got a hand tattoo.
It's kind of
so
a
I think
key,
that
no?
lessens
Yeah, you got a
everything,
hand
too.
tat.
So like
I
he
don't think
saw
there's
me-
Oh,
anything
bro,
you
you're
can't say.
mad sketch.
That's
now.
what
Yeah,
I'm driving that
I'd
car.
be like, yo,
You're
get out of the
driving
car,
an
bro.
you're
Guns
driving an
drawn.
Aventador.
See this guy,
white
bro.
on white wheels. I look like this.
You got veneers and a hand tat driving an Aventador. You think you're getting away
Yeah,
with
and the
anything?
LV shoes just bro,
It's over.
put this
So,
guy in jail.
Do you want to know the best part?
You got the Go-Yard man purse.
Yeah.
The best part?
What's the best part?
I was Ubering a female over to my house, and as I literally got pulled over directly in front of my house. So I'm on the corner of my house. The Uber pulled up while I'm getting stopped. So she got out of the car and just got in my car. And the cops looked at it. Bro. So hold on. So I'm sitting in my car, and I look at her Uber, right? And I'm like, it's like down the street. So I text her. I go, I'm pulled over in front of my house by the police.
Yeah.
And she goes, what did you do? And I was like, I'm him. And that's all I said. The Uber literally does a U-turn right in front of me. The cop puts the flashlight on the Uber because it's an all murdered out Suburban, right? So they're probably like, who did I pull over?
Son of the black
And
guy.
now they're- who
Not bad.
Black.
Who did
Crazy,
I-
not bad at
Oh,
all.
I'd send Uber truck. Come on, Uber Blacks only. So
Dang.
so then
He puts me in the Prius.
He's flashing the light. Shut up. He flashes the light on them because now I'm thinking, I look like this. I have all this going on, and then a murdered out Suburban rolls up. Like they
It
probably
drops
thought
off
that they,
a broad.
they
With a
pulled over
girl.
the mafia kid.
With a girl.
Well, then okay. So then he flashlighted the car because now the Suburban's right here in front of me, and the guy's standing behind my car. She gets out, right, and he kind of is like, "Oh, okay, cool." Moves the flashlight, expecting her maybe to walk somewhere. So then she just walks up to the passenger side of my car,
Gets in.
and they start freaking out, like, "Whoa, what are you doing, miss?" Blah blah blah. And then I was like, in the car, like, "She's with me," like type thing. And then she says, "Is that true?" And she's like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "Okay." Gets in the car, sits down, looks at me, and I'm like, and I know that pissed them off more.
Dude,
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Like, I think you got all these things because they like, bro, you're mad sketch, dude.
Am I? I don't realize I'm
Dude,
that
like that's
sketch.
mad grim. Like, I don't understand. Like,
Mad grim.
I thought the other guy
I
was
feel
like,
like-
"Damn, this guy's Riz." I was like, "This guy's the whip."
because I feel like if somebody comes up to the car like that, not the girl, I mean like the officers. Who asks you that question when you are in a public setting?
Knowing nothing.
Children.
But here's the thing. I don't want to say that these guys were jealous or anything, but it's an interesting interaction. But like in this frame, sorry, we're going on a totally different tangent, but I think this is valuable. Probably more valuable to the audience than me talking about myself. If you are in a situation like that, it's like when someone comes up to you at a car meet and it's like, "Yo, bro, I love the car." It comes from a certain frame. But the cops came up to the window, and I've had that happen to me before. I got pulled over my 720. And immediately what I do is you gotta work the frame fast because someone's like, "This car is amazing." I'm like, "Dude, unclick the seatbelt, open the door, get in. You should sit in this thing, dude. It's amazing." Like, you have to almost humanize yourself like them because if you go like, "Yeah, man, like, thanks," you're dismissive. Then you look like an asshole. Because for me, now, not to say that I would have handled the situation any better than you would have, probably worse. But I think if I'm hearing this now and I'm kind of envisioning what it must have been like, and the positioning of the cop car, and you're right across because I know where you live. I feel like I would have, if the guy came up to the car and was like that, he's like, "Yeah, dude," I would have been like, "Yeah, man, this car is amazing. Like, it's everything I could have dreamed of. Like, you got to drive this car at some point. Like,
Want to
just-
role play? Real quick.
Bro, that's for late now.
Cop one. Is this your car? You own
Yeah,
this?
yeah. This is, I got it. How long have you had it?
5 months.
Yeah, I got it about 5 months ago. It's really outrageous, but I love it,
How much is this thing?
dude. Way too much. Stupid. I think I pay $6,000 a month.
Oh yeah.
Like,
How
it's-
do you afford that?
I have a couple businesses, but dude, like this car, you got to like sit in this car. It's unbelievable. Like you'll feel how special it is. Like, and then like go to pop the door and like open the door. Like the scissor door is crazy.
Whoa, sir! Whoa! Don't move.
Yeah. Put your hand tab back on the steering wheel, please.
Yeah. Well,
Please.
I'm sorry, officer.
Excuse me,
like,
officer, please. I can't do that, please.
I'm just.
He would get away with
I
it.
thought that you're
Yeah,
interested
bro,
in the
'cause
car.
you're a whole different vibe.
Look
Yeah,
at
yeah,
that and
at
look at me.
Yeah.
And just hear him talk.
Yeah, I would have been like, I'm sorry, officer. Like,
I know you.
I
He
thought
pulled
that
you
were
over.
pulling me
You were
over.
not up here. You're like,
I would have been.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would
This
have
car's
said.
amazing. You gotta sit in it.
I would have said like,
His hair's bouncing around.
yeah, I would have said
Joe's like,
like,
"Hello,
oh, sorry, officer. I didn't. I thought that you were stopping me because you wanted to see the car. Then I would have asked him like, was I doing something wrong? Then you can. There's the frame shift. Like then you're kind of like challenging the authority a little bit. But that's fair because you don't know why you're pulled over, but you're doing it in a nice way. Because if you'd said, "Well, why are you pulling me over?" then you're an asshole. You should be like, "Yo, man, I hope you guys love the car." Like sometimes when you're off duty, you can come like, "I'll take you for a ride." It's unbelievable, this thing. And
I
then
got super lucky. Luck is always a good thing.
yeah,
to play
then you
off of.
reframe. Luck is when opportunity meets preparation, but like we won't tell them that. So that's
Yeah,
a
dude,
weird.
I've
that-
been,
that-
I've
that's
been
a-
Maybe I did
super
handle
lucky,
this
bro.
wrong.
That's a very weird situation.
It was a weird situation. I think it was
Very
the first time I've been like discriminated against.
We got a hand tap.
Yeah, like bro, like there's consequences to your actions.
That's the first thing they see.
So okay.
What
hold on.
watch were you wearing? Grim. Don't even answer.
Grim. Back with the grim. Not bad.
Not bad.
He doesn't
I
know.
think I was wearing an iced out presidential.
Yeah, you're an asshole.
Bro, that's not fair. Though.
Sorry.
That's not fair.
But it is.
It's not.
It's profiling, bro.
But it's not. Because they made an assumption about me that's not true.
That's profiling.
Bro, have you ever existed on this planet? That's all that. Okay,
It's profiling,
this is
bro.
the
No,
hot
it's
take.
not.
joking.
They
Come
made
on,
this
the
up.
kid.
Everybody profiles.
I'm coughing.
He's not joking.
It's just
I
the
got
first time that I've ever been profiled. That's all.
Yeah.
Normally, I'm very like clean cut. You see me, they're like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
I hand them the driver's license,
Yeah.
and the guard goes down. I hand them the stuff, and I feel like the guard went up. And that's never happened to me before.
Ah.
He's
And
like,
then
oh, Joseph Murphy.
What's the?
Sure.
Okay, hold on. So
exactly, bro. Like that should
Where's
de-weaponize you.
Where's your real license?
Yeah,
Joseph
Oh,
Murphy.
speaking of real licenses, if we want to clip this, I can show it on the screen. A picture of my license. Did we talk about this last time?
We did not talk
No.
about this last time.
My driver's license. The photo is like this, and I have my thumbs up.
They
in
let
the
you do
license.
that.
They let you put your hands in the
Yeah,
photo?
That's
yeah,
wild.
yeah.
Is Pennsylvania driver's
It's
license?
Mass.
Mass? That's probably
yeah.
why. The fuck. Here in
No, I mean,
California,
like,
the
what-
girl would be like, "Put your hands down," and they take the
No,
picture.
like, I went-
Stop smiling, please.
When I went to the DMV, like when I got this license done for the picture, it was like 9 a.m. on a Monday morning. The girl was like half asleep, who took the photo for me, and I was like, "Yeah, it's
So then,
unbelievable.
what happens when you give them the driver's license?
I've had it thrown
Do they
back
go
at-
like this, and you look, and they look up, and you're literally sitting there?
I've had the license thrown back at me before, where they're like, "Give me your real ID." I'm like, "This is my real license. Like, it's not a joke."
There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way they'd let this
But, like,
happen.
but imagine, like, how could you be mad? Like, anytime that I smile in a situation, road rage, someone says something shady at the bar, like, if you just, like, smile, dude, like, it's so disarming to people.
It
Like,
is.
if you're just like,
yeah.
yeah, like, my bad.
Especially if you got this smile.
Yeah.
I can't
Very
smile
true.
like that.
Very true.
No, but like, you,
Is that dishonest?
you kind of look ridiculous. Well, it's not that you look ridiculous. It's just, you, it doesn't look genuine. Yeah. You can't, yeah.
You
You're
smile
trying too
that
hard.
big, and it's your real smile somehow.
yeah.
It is.
I
But you
can't-
gotta understand.
I also, like, I squint like here. Like, I'm
Oh,
going to
I
have
can't smile that
wrinkles
big.
here.
you want to know how it makes sense?
How does it make sense?
He's not real, is what you don't
Nah,
understand.
really,
Like,
I'm
he
really
doesn't
not.
exist.
Like
He's
my
not actually sitting here with
You-
us right now. This is a fictional character.
yeah, my
We're-
perception
we're-
of reality is so screwed up. Like,
You are
I don't even think that I'm real.
You're just the young, successful NPC.
I don't even think I'm NPC, bro. I'm just the guy who happened to spawn and like is in the game, but like you don't see him that often. But he's just like always moving.
What makes you think that you're not seen that often? You realize you have one of the largest exhaust companies on the planet, right?
Yeah, no, I know. But
And you're like the face and personality of said exhaust company.
You got a bunch of
You
followers.
can go on YouTube and watch a video of you designing a C8 Z06 exhaust in a traditional Corvette outfit. Like you're literally.
that was a sensational video.
It was. That's
Yeah.
what I was
How's
saying.
your exhaust?
Fantastic.
Excellent. Happy you're enjoying.
Yes, I love it a lot.
Yeah.
But one thing I noticed, your profile picture on Instagram,
Has not changed.
it doesn't really look like you.
Really?
It doesn't
I don't
look
think
like
so.
you at all.
It really doesn't.
It doesn't properly portray who you are.
Okay, so I need to change it. I was.
I'm
Actually,
not saying. Whoa, then.
I was
We
actually
didn't
just
say
looking
that.
at this.
It's not what we
But
said.
I think it portrays exactly what you would want it to.
Exactly.
Does
Because
he not look like an Eastern European DJ?
He does.
In that
He does.
picture.
It, it really
Not
does.
bad.
Like, you should be doing a set in Ibiza right now.
Yeah.
From
What
your
it, what
profile
it says
picture.
though is
Can we flash up the profile picture
Put it in this box
right now?
Put it in this box. Yeah.
the difference is like you're a really 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 welcoming, nice human being when you meet you in person.
Yeah.
Your profile picture says, "Don't come up to me and talk to me." I promise you.
Okay, so I need
promise
to reframe it.
You need one of these.
Yeah, like you need that
You need
picture.
a
Maybe I
of
should
the
just have it
profile
be my
picture.
license photo. That'd be like just like a picture of the license. That'd be
I'm telling you.
hysterical.
But that would better reflect. You're like very stern in that profile picture,
Mm-hmm.
and even the way that you're.
Sweatshirt is
No, what's
goatee,
your
hoodie,
your
or
face? What is it
facial,
called?
facial hair.
facial hair? That is. It's not.
That's a very simple word to forget.
Sorry,
Mr.
bro.
Joseph
Give me a
Murphy.
second.
He's
bro.
lagging, bro.
I am lagging, bro.
Yeah.
I just got freaking profiled the other day.
Speaking
so
of,
so
I'm
affected
sorry.
by this.
Speaking of lagging about stuff, how about the most amazing individual on this planet, Alex Choi, with the stuff that he's doing? It's just unbelievable.
What exactly is Alex doing?
He's doing this like crime hunting stuff, but he's really good at it. Like all the stuff, like I'm sitting there and I try not to binge content on the internet, but wow, the stuff is so interesting. Like it's just interesting to see what goes on in this absolutely ridiculous place that you guys live. Like,
I don't
it's
know
just
how he found that
unbelievable.
GT3 RS like same day.
Bro,
Which
he's
one?
He's Alex Choi. Like
Which one? The one that fell off a cliff?
Yeah, the one that was off the whatever.
Oh,
What I loved is
their little clique. They found that shit like that.
So I saw
his little
I saw a meme of someone that was like, it was like a
I know
crime
exactly
meme
what the one you're talking about.
Alex
Like,
Yeah.
what happens if I get in an accident and this motherfucker
Choi.
shows up?
Alex Choi
Yeah,
on the scene,
like-
whatever. And my favorite quote of 2024 came out of my wife's mouth. She goes, "What is this $75 Venmo to Alex Choi?" And that was just such a hilarious statement in my world. It was Guy Ukaku, but...
Oh, it was?
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
What was that? Oh.
But you have to understand, a year and a half ago, we weren't doing a podcast.
Yeah.
And Alex Troy was just a YouTuber.
Yeah.
So now, flash forward a year and a half, he's Venmoing Alex Choi for his portion of the dinner that we all had together.
That was a lovely meal.
And his wife comes up to him like, "Who's Alex Choi and why are you Venmoing
she's got no clue.
$75?"
She's like, "Why did you Venmo $75 to Alex
Did you put her
Choi?"
on, or you like,
It was
check
funny.
this shit out?
Well, when I saw the meme, I was like, "Remember when you asked me who I Venmo'd?"
Yeah.
There's people that make memes about this guy. That's
Dude, the content is unbelievable.
Wait, hold on. Can you catch me up? Because I'm actually not aware of what he's doing.
Oh, okay. So
I asked you, what is he doing?
So
And he went his own direction with the question, so it's fine.
sorry. So
I know what I'm
everything that
getting
I'm
into
about to
right now.
discuss is like it's all common knowledge now because it's all come out. Obviously, Alex has told me some things that I cannot share because that's my promise to him, and so those things will not be included. But the situation that went on with him regarding the whole helicopter stuff, he is under a lot of scrutiny now, like from the government and stuff.
Understood.
So Alex being probably the most interesting and intelligent individual I know. Like I know some really smart people, but dude, like you spend some time with him, you're like
not bad.
not bad. Yeah, not bad.
I'll take that.
But the situation that went on with helicopter and stuff, and having like a federal charge is not good. So the lawyers and everything took their place, whatever. Now his content has shifted. Instead of doing wild car stuff and like wild builds and travel adventures, he is doing this crime hunting stuff. But the thing is, and credit to the kid, he's really good at it. Like when he dials in on something, whether it's aircraft, whether it's playing the piano, or whether it's driving cars, he really dials in and does a really nice job. So he has a lot of contacts, and he's very well versed in the code because he's very knowledgeable. Like the first time I ever flew with him or like did flying stuff, I'm like, dude, there's like a whole other side of this kid that I had no idea. Like this kid is utterly fascinating. Like you would never pull this out of him if you met him for the first time. But the content that he puts out, because he has all these relationships with LAPD and stuff now, because he's been doing it for a while in the fire departments, he has a lot more access than most people would to like understand what crime is going on, see where there's a crash, get there first. He has all these contacts. And so he's putting out content like showcasing don't drink and drive sober, don't speed, like all these things that probably people wear your seatbelt. Situations about how crashes happen and people are on their phones. They don't even realize a crash has happened in front of them. They become part of the accident. There's so many times where I've seen him, and he's told me some times where he's like literally pulled people out of cars, like saved people's lives because he got there first. So
First responder.
Yeah, so like situations like that, but he does it just because he does it just for his own entertainment, which is really amusing because sometimes people are motivated by money, sometimes people are motivated by fame, sometimes people are motivated by so many different things. But he is like, just like, I feel like this would be a good thing to do to like showcase like all the bad stuff that goes on here and like maybe make people more aware. And like that's why he does it, which is really cool because, dude, like I have tons of faults in this life. One of them is, I definitely crave attention, as you can kind of see from some of the stupid stuff that I do.
Which we all do. I don't think that's...
Yeah, but like...
That's why we talk on the internet.
It was very opening to like hear more of the backstory, like why he does this stuff. And I was like, oh, like, that's really cool. Like I kind of expected it out of him as if I gotten to know him more, but it's really a fascinating thing, like what he's doing. And he's learned a lot and he's made some great relationships and such. So at the end of the day, what's better than that? Helping people, making good relationships, like that's it. So that's why the content's really cool. And the viewership is great. And so,
I think it's impressive in at least any feat is when you can adapt like that.
Dude, I don't know how he does it to so many things.
That's a hell of a pivot.
Yeah.
A hell of a pivot.
Huge.
And what, little to no drop off, I imagine?
The drop off meaning?
In terms of like just production of his YouTube channel. Like he's pumping out the same views on these videos as he was.
He doesn't make YouTube videos anymore.
Oh, what's he put it on?
Snapchat. It's all on Snapchat.
Ah.
Everything is on Snapchat. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to reference that.
And that's where the money goes right now, huh?
Is Snapchat the move?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I don't really know a lot about it. I mean, I'm focused on my like Instagram. I've been told to do the Snapchat stuff. My friends Cam, who was on here, Jojo, Zach, they do Snapchat stuff, and it seems like it's pretty valuable. But
You're not so focused on monetizing your content.
I'm very lucky that I do okay.
Yeah.
He
So, like-
runs, he runs one of the biggest exhaust companies on the planet.
Yeah. You know what it
I doubt
is?
he
You know what it
gives
is,
a shit
Gavin?
about-
That's why I said
It's-
you're
you know
not
what it
too
is?
worried about monetizing your content.
Correct.
It's not
I'm
bad.
reinforcing
It wasn't
what
a
you
question.
Said.
It was.
I'm reinforcing.
Oh,
what
you're
you
looking
said.
at me like I'm an idiot.
No. Bro, no, we know you're smart. That's why we give you shit.
Wow.
Exactly.
Not bad.
Not bad. But yeah, the Snapchat thing is pretty cool. Some friends of mine do it. But yeah, I like to. What honestly makes me very happy on my Instagram is you see the kind of the photos that I put up. I love the like film kind of like mysterious like existence. Like I post a picture, no one knows where I am. It just makes me happy. And I love looking at the photos and matching them to nasty music. Makes me so happy.
You have a skill set for that. I'm gonna tell you that right
There's a meme of like DJ Khaled in front of a computer like this, and the caption is me sitting for 10 minutes figuring out the best song for my fire Snapchat story.
10 minutes? That's it?
I don't think that long.
Half an hour?
now. He does have a gift though.
Yeah,
like I can.
It's cool. It
You
makes
can
me
post
happy.
a dumpy, and I literally could watch the dumpy with the music and go, I could picture how all this shit happened.
Yeah.
And how it turned out. and
Yeah,
everything else
no,
between.
it's like it's lit.
It's a skill set though. Like
Yeah.
that's one thing I've learned is this whole social media stuff. It is a skill set
It's
beyond
challenging.
belief.
But you know what's so funny? I think if you ask anybody about social media as an aggregate, some people's lives have benefited hugely from it, probably mine included. I wish it didn't exist.
I also wish it didn't exist.
Because I feel like there's a lot of negatives that are not outweighed by the positives.
For sure.
I feel like a lot of things, we have, dude, I think if anybody said anything about like the Alibaba or Chinese made or anything like about my exhaust in person, because I've had that. I had that happen at Car Week. I was walking around and someone just said the most vile shit to me. They were like, yo, there's the Alibaba dropship king, keep selling shitty exhausts. And I walked up to him and I said, why did you feel the need to say that? And the kid was probably maybe 18. And I asked him, I said, why do you feel the need to say this? Like, maybe you could learn something from me. Maybe I could, it'd be a positive force in your existence. But what you've done is you just made an enemy forever. Like, that's something you only do online. Like, I'm surprised you even said that in person. But, so that was an odd...
People are unhinged.
Seriously, that was an odd example. But I get that type of feedback all over. Like, if you don't like my stuff, don't buy it. If you don't like my business model, don't follow me. But I have so many people who find my content and they just spew stuff. But it's all from accounts that are like spam accounts, like accounts with no followers, not following anybody. And I'm like, it's hard to look. It's hard to look the other way. Like I read into it.
tremendously.
It sucks.
You read
Tremendously.
comments?
I shouldn't.
You
know,
shouldn't.
You
Does, though.
saying this.
shouldn't read
saying this,
comments.
but
We
I
do
like.
too.
But I care
Huh?
because you know
I do
what?
at least.
Here's the
You
thing.
shouldn't.
Yeah.
I barely read comments.
Well,
Every time I do, I go, I shouldn't read comments.
So here's the problem. And I read like the YouTube comments too. I read them because there are actual people who need answers. Like I've gotten tons of people to convert
I see.
because somebody might
You gotta
ask.
filter
Remember,
through it.
these YouTube videos that we put out, they're out there forever. Like they're out there for a long time. So if we can answer a question quickly and efficiently, hey, what else is done to this car? Does it have software? Whatever. Asking about the exhaust, we'll answer and be like, here's the setup, here's the link, here's what recommended options we have. This car has the carbon tips, whatever. Like we'll put that in because that's a valuable thing to respond to somebody with. But, now I just like block people. It's great.
Bro, I think the problem with what you're specifically speaking about social media is back in the day when there was no social media, people still had this like pent up, almost like jealousy and envy of it.
It's huge. Yeah.
But it wasn't blasted in their face.
Yeah.
A, and B, when you have that feeling inside you and you meet someone that you have that feeling towards in real life, there's a part of your brain that clicks and go, this is not appropriate for me to do to a certain degree.
Yeah.
But in social media, that physical, I'm standing in front of the person that I don't like and instead of giving him what I want to say, all the hate that's inside me, you calm yourself down.
It's a frame change.
Yes,
Yeah.
but on social media, that
All of a sudden
mental
you go,
click doesn't
yeah,
hit.
You're a human being.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
which is bizarre.
You have teeth and hair.
Yeah.
Social media's removed that physical feeling that you get when you're trying to like you can hate somebody.
But
Meet them in person,
what's here's
calm yourself
you
down.
know what, here's a good example is constructive conversation. Eric didn't like me or my stuff for a long time. I met the guy. The guy is extremely wise, very good at what he does, and we had a constructive conversation. Our business models are just different, that's a conversation I love because after that, interaction, we went from people who like disliked each other online to like someone I would call and be like, hey, Ned, I really can't figure this out. I'm having a hard time manufacturing these things. What do you recommend? People who are at the top, they collaborate. They don't compete.
No, 100%.
Maybe you get an exhaust for your car, you get something different. You have the Valvetronic on the C8, you got their exhaust. It's all like, dude, everybody can eat. You know,
the plate is always big enough for everyone to eat.
Huge.
That's why I've always been I've never been someone that like, if we are in a position to help people, which we are becoming,
Yeah.
I want to help people.
Exactly.
But there's people that are on the top that look at us in other dynamics and they're like, no, we want to put these guys down and keep them where they're at.
But that's like, okay, like you could say that about almost anything, including maybe our lovely government that's changing, which is very fortunate. I'm happy it's changing. But like, I feel like there's a lot of things. Flame me in the comments if you don't like our new president-elect. I am somebody that I got an interesting. This is probably going to go off the rails, but
Let's go off
if
the
it,
rails.
if it does, and you guys hate me, fine. I had an interesting interaction with somebody who came up to me, who was being a little. They had said to me, they said, "I'm being a little bit more cold to you recently because who did you vote for?" And I said, "Look at my industry and look at what I'm about. Who do you think I voted for?" And then the person came after me and they kind of said, well, you know, what about like these women's issues and all this stuff? And I said, first of all, let's analyze the fact that you have come up to me and communicated that you've been cold to me because of my political beings. Quite frankly, you're not somebody I want to be around if that's how you're going to treat me in our friendship. If you feel like because I like somebody else, maybe have different political views, that we can't be friends or you're going to be cold to me, that says a lot more about you than it does me. The second thing is whatever administration is elected. First of all, no one is anywhere close to perfect with these things. Now, do I disagree with a lot of things? Sure. Do I agree with a lot of things? Sure. But I feel like so much of what's gone on is a massive push towards like this whole acceptance thing and you know, you got to abide by like my rules and whatever. But then a lot of people like me, and I'm sure like you guys, as young men, we're like, I want to get up in the morning. I want to have a healthy breakfast that I cook from natural ingredients that I can go to a farmer's market and get. I want to have a difficult existence. I want to get up and go to the gym. I don't want things to be easy because, dude, if everything was so easy and everything was a handout, nothing would be appreciated.
There's no value.
If everybody's included, like I had a situation where they were giving out trophies just for participating. And I'm like, why did you do this? And they said, well, it makes people feel good. I'm like, well, people lost. Like, why make them feel good? They should do better next time. That's like a frame that's so challenging for people to understand. Now, I'm by no means saying that I have everything figured out, that I have the answers or anything, but I just noticed that there's a lot of young men like me who believe a challenging existence, having to work hard for money, having to learn how to interact with girls, having to, you know, take care of oneself, be in the gym, sacrifice, you know, going out and having like friends because I want to have a successful business. Like, these are things that shape your existence, that you can be a great husband, a great father. Like,
start a business, generate the economy, provide jobs, do everything else.
Sure, like there's that side of thing, but there's also the personal fulfillment of being able to look back and be like,
can I go off the rails with him?
Yeah. I mean, like,
This is my dial Joe back coach right here. So if he gives me
Good,
green light,
good.
I'm green light.
yeah.
Bro, you know why they do that? Why they want to like de-incentivize, or what's the word? Incentivize?
Is will de-energize people's
What-
race to the top because they're
Yeah.
afraid people will rebel.
Well, exact that too. But by doing that, they create a mass class of people that don't have that in them, so they can just control.
Exactly.
That's
It's
all they
control.
want.
It's
They
all
just
control.
want control
Yeah.
because people like us, we see
Yeah.
what's going on. We go, I don't think that's exactly.
That's like mad sketch.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
then we have the power to actually do things to change that. Versus everybody else will just sit there and go, okay, this is what they're telling me. This is probably what it is.
Yeah.
I'm going to believe it.
But I think a lot of things too, like
You
I
uncomfortable right now?
so
No, I think there's more nuance to it than that.
totally. This is what I said before. It's like
Say it.
it's
What
like
is it? What are the nuances to it?
Oh, I think there's a lot. Let's see, where do we go here?
a lot of people are not built for this too.
They're not.
Let's
Yeah.
also call a spade here.
Yeah, bro.
I know a lot of people who have worked hard to try to do the business thing. They've worked hard to do the girl thing. You know, all those things. You really have to be about it, and you have to be willing to sacrifice. Like when I was growing up.
I'm going off the rails when you're done.
when
He did it. I did.
when I was growing up, like I was extremely fortunate, so blessed beyond belief to have a very good support system. You know, my parents were extremely giving and forthcoming with things, but they taught me this, which was extremely valuable. My father would say it all the time. He said, I will get you the best education that money can buy. But besides that, you're on your own. Like, you need to figure this stuff out for yourself. And I was taught the value of the dollar. And I was also taught that this pool, like all the stuff that you're enjoying, this is our money. It's not your money. It's ours because we're a family. So that like type of parental upbringing is so important. And honestly, the biggest thing I look back on for all the success that I've been so blessed to have is that I came from a position, even if, you know, someone has all the money in the world and all the access, having that like doesn't make a fruitful existence. It really doesn't. Like, I know some friends of mine who have zillions of dollars and they fucking 300-meter yachts, like just crazy stuff. 300 meter is way too long. 300 foot.
Yeah.
Excuse me. They're not happy because like there's nothing to get
There's no value to the life that they live.
Yeah. So with all these things, I'm so blessed for that because I've been taught that, you know, a young man's life needs to be challenging. You need to get rejected by girls. You need to have struggles in business. You need to learn about yourself. There's so many things that I need to learn about myself too.
Tremendous amount, bro.
Yeah.
But that's the biggest thing you said is the fact that it's not for everybody.
No.
And I think the problem is we live in a world where they're trying to push equality on us. And I'm not talking about equality like we're not all human beings. Like we all care about each other. We're all the same.
Everybody's
but
different, yeah.
The way that I look at it is the world, the natural world we live in. Just look, it's going to sound stupid, but I promise you there's sense to this.
Yeah.
Look at the food chain. Equality doesn't exist in the nature that's in front of us.
Exactly.
The worm will never eat the bird. And I know it sounds crazy.
Yeah.
But it's between us two. You are different than I am.
Yeah.
You have gifts that I don't have.
Yeah.
I have gifts that you don't have.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you are at your point in life and success, and I'm at my point in life of success on our different paths, but we're different.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it's not my fault that everybody else doesn't have the capabilities that certain people have.
Exactly.
So this whole equality stuff, we're equal as we're human beings, but for me to tell me that I'm a certain way compared to other people, that's just not going to fly with me, bro.
It's not going to work.
I know I'm meant for more, and I have a capability to withstand more. So I'm not going to be held back by others because of anything other than myself.
Yeah, but that's a hard thing too, because you're kind of out on a limb as you say these things. Like, a lot of people won't voice that.
100%.
But the control thing is big. Now, I will say there are so many things that we may have just discussed that I have no idea what I'm talking about. So there's a lot of nuance that goes on with all these things. There's a lot of little pieces of the puzzle about how our world exists that I have no idea.
Stuff above our pay grade that we'll never know about.
Exactly. So, Gavin, this is me reining it back in so that we don't get this podcast.
Gavin's been sitting here
blacklisted.
uncomfortable this whole time.
You know,
I'm fine. I'm just listening to you go off. I mean, it's like I can say my kind of piece. I feel like I'm way quieter than everyone. I'm looking at the volume readings here. First of all, the biggest issue with politics in America is it's become like a team sport.
Yeah, which is a big problem.
We're fans of teams, which is a problem. This is not the NFL.
Yeah.
This is our lives.
This is lively.
So both sides have huge issues.
Huge.
But
Massive.
we happily overlook, most people happily overlook them because their team won the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's all that matters to me. And that's ridiculous. And things aren't really going to change until we get rid of that mentality on both sides. And then two, like, yeah, there's control stuff, but everyone's manipulated. Everyone's manipulative, both sides. And there's people that truly believe both sides. It's not.
That's it's funny you say that because I take a lot of like,
which is why it goes back and forth.
Yeah, certain like social things. I'm like, this makes a lot of sense, but I always love when I have a conversation with somebody who has completely different outlook. It ties back to our whole Alibaba thing. It ties back to people being willing to have a conversation because a lot of people they'll the guy who's got the F-350 Power Stroke and he's got the flags off the back and he's got the cowboy hat on and the chaps on, like if that person sits across the table from someone from Oakland, like they're probably just going to scream at each other. But it takes a lot of control to be like, oh, I didn't think about that. That makes a lot of sense. Or I didn't consider that. And I've had those conversations with people who look the same as me, look completely different from me. And I'm like, well, that makes sense. I didn't consider that. So the person who ended up approaching me about the situation, this whole spawned this conversation on, where they approached me and said, how could you vote for this person? You know, you don't think about it at all women's issues. And I was like, two things. First of all, you're diving me into a particular zone just for my beliefs, which I really don't appreciate, because you're not willing to have a constructive conversation and you're going to just base your character assessment on me because of that and keep me more cold. I don't think that's cool. The second thing is you've never even told me about the issue that you're struggling with.
Yeah.
So like, how am I supposed to change my entire existence because I can't read your mind? Like, I don't know. This is going way off the rails, but I feel that as an aggregate, there are people who, like myself, they believe a challenge. Like, my kids will have a challenging existence. Like, I'll probably push my child over and he'll be like, yo, get up, get up. Because like, that's how you teach a man to be strong. And that's, I mean, I've been very blessed to say that I've had an incredible upbringing, and that, you know, if I needed something, it was there. But I was doing stuff. I was running my detailing business when I was like 16. I was buying wheels, selling stuff, picking things up, trying to make money. I was repairing the teachers' cars at my high school because they didn't have the time to go repair the car. So I said, all right, get an estimate and I'll just fix the car myself. And I'll bring it to my parents' garage and fix the car, because I was like trying to figure out stuff that way. So with all this stuff, there's always going to be people who believe they're right, and always going to be people who, you know, might want to have a conversation, but that's how all these things go. But when it comes to like that's a real issue. When it comes to people flaming me for exhaust, like, it's exhaust systems. Like, it's really not a serious thing. Like, people get so mad. They get so mad. The team thing is exactly kind of what you said.
That's all
it's
it
like,
is, bro.
people
teams.
are on this side. They believe this. Like, everything's got to be made in America. Okay, nothing you ever touch is made in America. Like, everybody jives back and forth with this stuff. But it's like, it's really not a serious thing. Like, we're not talking about cancer. We're not talking about your family members or your loved ones. It's literally some pipes that go on a car.
Well, it's no different than us. We sit here and talk about cars. We make some clips.
Yeah,
We put it on the
cars.
internet.
Yeah.
And people get so mad in the comments.
They come at us directly.
Can't choose everybody.
Who's
really?
still listening to these guys? These guys are idiots. We get called everything.
Yeah.
I'm like, we are just, look, we like
three guys.
We like
Just
cars.
having a good time. Just chill out. You know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
care whether you think I'm a car guy. I'm not a car guy. I've loved cars all my life. That's why I started a podcast that's built around sitting down and talking about cars.
People, yeah.
This is a conversation that you would have with friends at dinner.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's all
That's
it
the
is.
whole point.
And we're
Absolutely.
recording.
Yeah.
You're telling me you don't like sit down with your friends at dinner, talk about cars, and like say some unhinged things about
Absolutely.
an
And
LFA?
if you don't
Like,
with your friends,
Yeah.
they're not your friends.
that's all we're doing. We're talking about it and we record it.
Yeah.
And then I put the most controversial stuff in clips for Instagram, because no one's
We'll
gonna
go, hey,
yeah,
let's spike the viewership.
no one's gonna watch a clip going, what car makes you feel most special? No one cares about that.
Ooh.
I mean, I care about it, but that clip's not gonna do good.
My favorite part is, like, for example, you
what
are
is the
on
answer?
right now with us, and
Yeah.
like, you know, majority of everything there is to know about exhaust systems, right?
I'm trying.
For example,
Maybe
when,
not.
when you went on the tangent rant about the F1 system you're coming out with for the R8 and the Huracan,
Yeah.
and you're explaining some of the engineering breakthroughs you're having, I don't know shit about what you're talking about. That's also not my lane to know what you're talking
If I
about.
asked you about bodywork and how to put the cars back together,
Right.
I would have no idea what you're talking
That's
about.
what I'm saying. People go in the comments and like they're like, these guys aren't qualified to be talking about this kind of stuff, or like they don't know what the hell they're talking about. And I'm like, bro, I'm not, like, for example, we had a previous guest on talking about like tuning a lot. The episode was really based on tuning.
So I have to say, I don't know a lot about that.
Though we don't know a lot about that either. But
Yeah.
at the same time, it's our platform trying to give that person a platform to speak so
A
other people
voice.
can learn on it.
Yeah, so people can
But
learn.
I'm not going to sit here and talk about changing timing and everything else in between, because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But it's the fact that people will
Yeah.
see that we're even in a room having a conversation with you and go, they shouldn't be having that conversation with that person.
It's a little
Then
bizarre.
I'm gonna clip it up and put it on the internet, and they're gonna be like,
Exactly.
why are these guys even talking to this guy? He doesn't know
They're
anything.
not qualified to be talking about that.
The clip stuff is bizarre. I mean, everything gets taken out of context. But
And that's kind of my job. My job
Yeah.
is kind of to make clips
Oh,
that
no,
can be
it's-
taken out of
exactly,
context,
exactly.
so that people comment.
Which you do a fantastic job.
So I kind of, in a way, I'm doing it to myself.
well, speaking of,
But that's the only reason
speaking
people
of some context
know
stuff
who we
that
are.
got that we weren't able to discuss. Well, we did discuss it, but it had to get removed due to the timing. But I did get my favorite vehicle back, which is my Ford Explorer.
Let's talk about it. You got it back when?
I got it back about 3 weeks ago.
Can I ask you this?
Yeah.
Can you answer it? It's the question. Why is your Ford Explorer your favorite vehicle? Just called it your favorite vehicle.
I can't really answer that. I can't answer that.
Why the fuck are we talking about this? Why are we?
I'm glad you got back.
You know
your
how
Ford
hard you just
Explorer,
stroked me right
Austin.
now? Do you realize how hard you stroked me right now?
Yeah.
Speaking of this, and he asked the question.
Well,
I
yeah,
actually
but like
can't
I can
this.
talk about it a little bit, but
No,
here's
I
the
mean,
interesting thing about
don't
it.
do anything that's gonna
It's
cause
just
me
not
to
the
edit more.
same.
But the cool thing is the situation with the Ford Explorer is maybe something that I can talk about on maybe our third rendition of this lovely podcast, of which I'm blessed to be a part of. But I got the Explorer back, and I was gung-ho on selling it. Like, I took everything out of it. I took all the lights, all the sirens, all the stupid crap that I really shouldn't have had. I took it all off. It's all out of the car. And we did a photo shoot of my TRX, my F90 M5, and the Explorer, because I was selling them all as a package the next day to a dealership group. And we did that shoot, and out of all the cars, I'm like, yeah, I'm not selling that Explorer. I love that Explorer so much. The way it sounds, the way it looks, the presence, it's just unmatched. And also, it's like it's a good daily car for me, and because it's not a crazy amount of money. I financed the whole amount, and the financing I think I have it for like 1.49% is like what the financing rate is, because I got it in 2022.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Pro.
So yeah, the financing on that is really good. So I'm just going to keep it around, and it'll be my.
I would have financed the whole amount if that was my APR too. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Can I have more, please? Can we get a
Let me add like the wheel and tire. But yeah, so I have that back.
Give me every package.
We're going to do some other kind of modifications to it. We're going to continue to promote our universal mufflers, which I've got a story for you guys regarding universal mufflers. But we're going to redo the exhaust. We're going to do some other little bits and bobs to it, just freshen up like wheel spacers. And I'm a big fan of mud flaps. Anybody here a fan of mud flaps? I like the ones that you don't see
On
On
what?
the right car.
on
Yeah,
all cars,
On the right car. I
because
definitely don't
it
take every
keeps
car.
it keeps the car really clean. Like my M5 always stayed clean.
Yeah.
Because I had the little mud flaps, but they were the Tommy L Garage ones, and they're really thin and really
Low
tight
profile.
to the body. Very low profile.
Low prof.
But speaking of universal mufflers,
Speaking of, what's your story on universal mufflers?
Okay, this is my favorite product of all time. The universal mufflers can go. We've seen them used on this. People buy the full system for this. That E36, or sorry, that E30 back there. Oh God, BMW guys are gonna hate me. I got the series wrong. They use them on that. It's a product that's $400. You can put it on any car. I have them on my Ram TRX. It literally sounds like you could wake the dead when the valves are open, and when the valves are closed, it's like a stock. Not a crazy amount of money, in stock availability, perfect for your project car. But there was a shop called Revolution Auto in, I think they're in Idaho or something.
Idaho. That's out there.
Yeah. And if I got it wrong, I apologize.
It's the middle of fucking nowhere.
But this shop made a full exhaust system, full like custom fabbed using the $400 universal mufflers for an Aventador,
Wow.
an Aventador S for your car. And they did the same thing for a GT3. And I was like, yo, this is outrageous. So we made a little YouTube video like just for them.
Yeah, what do you think about that? What do you think
What?
about a company doing a custom exhaust and welding on the universal muffler?
I feel like it's
Like, you cool with that?
Oh, absolutely. I love it. Absolutely love it. But because that's what it's designed to do. Like, it's designed to be combined with your Stainless Bros parts that you buy, and you can make your perfect, like, A80 or Mark IV Super exhaust. You could make your perfect drift car exhaust.
You know, I found a Valvetronic exhaust for my car.
From what? From
the-
Velocity
for-
AP?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not bad. What other interesting things have happened in my existence as of late?
You went to a different country.
I did go to a different country.
I don't know if we could talk about that, but I'd love to talk about that. Or what can you talk about that?
Where did I go?
I also sent you a goodbye, have safe travels text, and I got a kissy face back. So I thought that was pretty sick.
Yeah, it's not bad. Well, I guess let's dive into it. I first went to Taiwan, investigating some relationships I have out there.
Photo dump music choice for that was top tier.
Top notch.
Top notch.
Yeah, Desire.
You don't understand.
So good.
You're on your trip, and I was thinking, I can't wait to see the dump that comes from after the trip.
That's a good friend, ladies and gentlemen, right there.
Not bad.
Not bad. But I went to mainland China to go visit like all my partnerships, all the factories and stuff that we work with, and it was fascinating because the more in tune you are, like every company is, whether you buy drugs or not drugs, like when you buy like pharmaceutical drugs,
They are drugs.
and you buy that Purell machine on the wall, and everything comes from like a certain area in China. But like I have these really strong relationships now with our factories to where, dude, like if you're buying like Alibaba dropship stuff, you're getting fucked. Like these companies, they're so much smarter than you think. Like you think that you're buying a good quality piece from these places. No, like fortunately I get the good quality shit. Just because based on relationships and also going and like experiencing these people's culture. Dude, you saw the photo dump. The places I was or where I stayed at were amazing. The cities, like we think New York is cool. They have hundreds of New Yorks.
It's crazy.
He FaceTimed me
Yeah.
for breakfast and was showing me his buffet. I was fucking mesmerized.
Dude,
by
we were on the
this
100th floor of this building. It was crazy. But it really...
Did you go to Disney?
Disney. They have Disneyland there?
They
Shanghai?
definitely don't have Disney.
No, I wasn't in Shanghai.
They have Disney?
In Shanghai and in Hong Kong.
Bro,
I did go to
they
Hong
don't
Kong.
have Facebook there, and you expect me that they let Disney come in there and set up operations?
Disney.
Not bad. But no, when I went, I have a great kind of liaison over there that a whole team that helps me, manage everything and QC everything. So like we're offering the best quality stuff we can. It's a whole operation. Like people think like, oh, I just click and buy stuff from Alibaba. Dude, like if you think that, you have no idea. And that's why people who comment, that's why they stay poor, disrespectfully, actually.
No, respectfully.
Yeah. It was fascinating. We had a driver with us. They took us all around. We had the most incredible food I've ever had. I've been very fortunate to be to like 40 different countries, and I've had the best food in China. Or it was really, really good. Like the way the meats were prepared, we would eat and we would have these 3 or 4 hour meals, talking, laughing. Dude, I could barely understand what these people are saying, but it's all like language is such an interesting thing when you interact with people. Like I was translating stuff, but you could actually feel what people were saying just in the movements, in the hand gestures, and how people were responding. So it was fascinating, absolutely fascinating to go there and experience the culture, see what these people are about, meet the people who actually fab the stuff there. Because people think like, oh, it's like a sweatshop. Completely incorrect. It's actual like real craftsmen who are building this stuff. Because if you think that the stuff is not built to a high quality standard, because we have like all our ISO 9001 standards we have to meet, and here's our quality guidelines, and here's how everything has to be welded. And I watch them do all these things, making sure things are back purged properly and such. It was fascinating to see the other side of like Valvetronic Designs' existence, because people don't really consider where stuff is made because they think that it's got to be American made to be top notch. Rob, the guy who helped me design the R8 and Huracan system, I had him and like my in-house fab team that we do like development projects with. It's not a massive team, it's a couple of guys. But when we're doing in-house fab, I'm always surprised at how the stuff that comes from my suppliers, and these are people who have worked for the best. They came from Soul Performance, they came from some of the best exhaust companies on the planet, based in Pennsylvania, and they do their fabrication at my facility in Pennsylvania. And it's top-notch quality for American quality. But then you see like our stuff that's built overseas, and I compare them back to back, and even my guys are like, dude, like the stuff that's coming out of these factories is better. Like it looks better. The quality's better. The material finish looks better. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
This is built in China.
Yeah. Exactly. So,
pretty solid.
Like if we think that
You're
stuff
saying the
can't...
phone itself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, but think about how well that phone works for you all the time.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really swear at your phone because it doesn't respond fast enough. I mean,
And how perfect it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
My MacBook, same thing.
Same thing. So
Your PlayStation 5.
Exactly. And so people think that, when they buy
Forza
from
Horizon.
yeah, great game. When they think that people can just buy the stuff and like have a positive experience, you have no idea what you're buying. You're getting the rug pulled over you.
Yeah, why don't I just ask you, like, what you would... Let me see. We'll make
would I
this,
like to...
We're going to make this perfect for you.
Yeah.
What would you say to all the people that comment, that just your stuff is from Alibaba.
Okay. That is not even a question, it's the question. What I would say is this. To everybody who wants to save the money and feels like we're ripping people off, firstly, if you feel that way, don't buy from us. Secondly, Valvetronic Designs exists to give people an experience. A lot of people, even with the universal mufflers, people buy like, they'll save $50 and buy it directly from China. I'm like, is that $50 really worth it? You're waiting a month. You have no idea how the package is going to arrive. You have no support. There's no information. So like, the information is really important. The service is important. The fact the product gets delivered and it's safe and it arrives to your door, FedEx, UPS in 2-3 days rather than waiting a month. That's an important side of things.
But the product side.
The product side, when you talk about, oh, I'm going to buy brakes, I'm going to buy carbon, I'm going to buy exhaust, I'm going to buy intakes. The factories, look at what their objective is. Their objective is to sell you whatever they can and make as much money as possible. They might be a communist society, but there's definitely capitalists in the way they operate for selling products to other countries. If you think you can articulate the specifics of how Valvetronic Designs engineers and produces their exhaust systems, how we optimize everything to be the best we can, valve hardware, piping bends, radius design, thickness of material, all the things that muffler designs with the right amount of packing. If you think you can design it better than us, A, if you're looking for a job, I have one. B, you're just naive to think that you can do it better than the professionals. There's people out there that have made huge followings attacking companies saying that everything's made in China and saying you just need good suppliers.
Here's the supplier.
That's not real life, because so many companies exist to provide the product, sure, but a lot of companies exist for the experience. And a lot of people think that because, I don't have my wallet on me, like that's like a Go Yard wallet. Like, why is it, I don't know, it's $800? You have a bag like that. It's not because the quality is really good.
It's hand painted.
Sure, but if somebody has a fake Go Yard wallet, what does that say about the individual? It says that person is cheap. The person doesn't want to pay for the brand, and that's fine. Like, if they want to be like that, that's totally fine. So when you see like someone who's wearing a Gucci t-shirt, but it's definitely not authentic, what does that say about the person? It's the same thing that I see with people who have these Alibaba exhausts with no logos or anything at car meets. I know everything about that person. That person is a deal hunter. That person is on a budget, and that's not somebody I want to sell to. So if that's your MO and you want to think that you can do it better than the professionals for anything that you want to buy, whether it's carbon fiber, whether it's grills, whether it's intakes, because I've done it all. I've bought everything. Everything you can imagine I've bought from overseas.
He's done it all.
I've bought carbon. I've bought suspension components. I've bought wide body kits. I've bought all sorts of shit.
Carbon's a tough game.
Dude, and
Carbon's
all of
super difficult.
everything, and I think that I'm knowledgeable. I really do.
I know you do.
The stuff that has shown up at my door has shown up either A, violently damaged, you file a chargeback, denied, automatically denied. I'll call American Express. I spend $500,000 a month on American Express. They won't help you. They won't help you for Alibaba and stuff like that. So good luck there. The second thing is the fitment and the quality of the stuff that I thought that I was getting, which was nice, dog shit. Total crap. And I have so many people, and I just wish that people would listen to the amount of people who buy the Alibaba stuff, or they buy another company that just drop ships, because there are really companies that just drop ship out there, and they don't R&D and they don't develop.
Right.
They buy these companies' products, and they show up, welds crack, stuff breaks. Now, that's not to say that Valvetronic is perfect. We are far from perfect. We have a lot to learn, and we're going to continue to get better every day. But the fact that we have the support, we're going to send you a replacement. We're going to get you sorted out. We're going to make sure you have a positive experience, because at the end of the day, let's say someone buys in like a cheap dropship exhaust from Alibaba for their F90 M5 for $100,000, between like $60,000 and $120,000 vehicle. The difference between them having a great experience and having a really bad one is like one rattle. Isn't that crazy? So like, is it worth the $5,000 for our titanium exhaust that's been engineered and developed with the right X pipe to get the best sound, have the best flexibility? Can you get something close for $2,000? You can try to convince yourself. If you believe a story long enough, if you tell a story long enough, you'll believe it yourself. That's what I have to say to those folks out there. And again, if you don't want to buy from us and you think I'm full of shit, don't buy. But Valvetronic has not become successful by just drop shipping. If we were just drop shippers, we would have failed long ago. So it's a very bizarre thing, though. But I feel like this R8 project will showcase to people, there's still going to be naysayers because there always will be, but be like,
Let a naysayer know.
there's a company out there that did this a year and a half ago, but they weren't able to. Now, I don't know Fabio. I don't know these guys at Secret Weapon Fab. I would be blessed to go and see their operation and meet them because they are real craftsmen. But there's a difference between me and these people. I'm going to get the market share. I'm going to sell 1,000 units because Valvetronic is that company and I'm that guy. Like, I want people to be able to enjoy
You're
this.
the Ridge wallet.
Yeah. I want people to be able to enjoy this and really be able to have these cars be special because sound is so special to me, and it makes me happy that I can have everybody out there have a great experience for these R8s and Huracans, whether it's M2s or E82 1Ms. It is so important to me to be able to offer that experience to people, offer the best product that I can, and make sure it makes sense so I can employ the 30 people who now work in-house at our facility, whether it's packing team, whether it's management. Like, people have it very misconstrued that we just drop ship stuff. But, like, I invite all those people to show up at our facility, 7 Raw Road, Boyertown, Pennsylvania, 19512. Show up, and you can see the operation. You can meet the 30-plus people that work at that facility every day. Mm-hmm. And it makes me happy that I'm able to provide a career, an opportunity, and a sense of urgency, and an opportunity for growth for all these people. That's what counts. So we take all this as an aggregate. The thing that makes me most happy is the fact that we can make some really badass products, get them out to enthusiasts who love them, and along the way I can give a great career path for a lot of people. That's what counts.
I think one thing that seems obvious that a lot of people like to ignore is that in everything in life, there are levels.
Yeah.
And manufacturing something in China, there's no different. It's like the iPhone I hold up. This is a precision.
That fucker's nice.
This is a precision manufactured object.
Not bad.
I highly doubt Apple is just outsourcing production to any factory that will fulfill
exactly
orders.
It's gonna get. But again,
look at an AirPods, actual AirPods,
yeah,
and then compare them to like the $5 Temu version.
Yeah, or like
they're not the same.
Even the $40 like other AirPods things. There's a level of there's an nth degree to the AirPods. The fact they integrate with the phone really well.
Right. But I mean, even just the plastic fitment, run your finger over the seam on the plastic.
And also too, it depends on what's important to people. Like if people are really balling on a budget and their HOA is coming after them and they've got an M340 and they don't want to pay the $3,000 for the exhaust and they just need a valved exhaust to keep them quiet. And they don't care if it fits like crap and the tips look garbage and the valves only work occasionally, or maybe they work fine. But that's fine. Like, I would recommend you buy from a reputable company or use the universals to make the system yourself, or buy from like AWE or some other great company. But I wouldn't recommend, you need to do your research on the companies you buy from. And then secondly, consider the cost of your cost savings if you buy something that's not authentic, whether it's a wallet, whether it's a pair of sneakers, whether it's a carbon fiber kit for your car. So many people who have Valvetronic stuff, I'm not special by any means, but there's people who've come up to meet me who are so enthusiastic to meet me as an individual because they're like, dude, I love the product. Could these people have bought elsewhere? Sure. But it's actually the fact that we've built a Valvetronic community, people who are about it, people who are happy the product, that they receive the product fast. A lot of times in life, the people who are the best customers, they'll spend the most money for things. Like
100%.
Think about it in your body shop. Someone who has a 320i and they tell you to fix the bumper and do whatever, they're going to say, where's my car? Where's my car? Or the guy who drops off his SVJ and says, hey, can you fix the car? And it's $75,000 because they hit a deer or something. And you fix it and it's like they write you the check. It's no problem. Those people, because money is a tool. Money is a way to make great relationships. It's a great way to have incredible experiences. But a lot of people forget that how you optimize your existence with the money that you spend your money wisely with companies you can trust, because everybody's going to say, I got it for cheaper. I got it for less. So my experience is top notch. Your experience is not. I'm making these. Look at these. These are going to come in all the boxes.
Wow. All the Valvetronic boxes?
Yeah.
See?
They're going to come in all the special ops box is. Why? You can
I don't know
you
if
can
that's
bend
going
it.
on
You
your
can
wrist,
bend
brother.
it. You can like bend it and open it. if you
What
want.
size is this?
Huh?
What size is this?
I have no idea.
Is it universal?
Yeah, they open. I
How do
don't
they
know.
open?
It's the universal muffler.
Yeah.
Oh. Dude, I like this.
What do you think?
That counts, right? Like that's not coming in your Alibaba box.
No,
like,
not at all.
And it's not a very expensive thing to produce, but it makes people feel special.
Oh,
And,
100%.
And dude, this is cars. We're not talking about cancer. We're not talking about like anything fucking important. It's just your exhaust on your fucking car.
Did you open it?
So like, let's just make people
Can I see
feel
the remote?
special.
Switch to me. I mean, even think about, now granted, it's a little bit different between us two,
Mm-hmm.
but like even putting your exhaust on my Z06, like that was just fun in the fact that like I could call you and be like,
Well, yeah, don't call
Amos.
me. But like,
I don't think everyone gets Austin's number.
yeah,
Your
no.
number's printed on the box.
Yeah, absolutely not.
If
But,
you have, if you need any advice or guidance,
Yeah.
call this number. It is Austin's personal cell
number.
phone.
Don't worry, just ask me, just send me a DM and
Austin's
I'll
cell
give
phone
it to you.
is
So-
here. Put it
yeah,
on the screen.
yeah,
Don't
yeah,
worry.
yeah. 000000000.
But even just that, I think
I
part
think that's
of
the
what it
lemon
is
mall
too is
attorney.
like the fact that I know.
I'm kidding.
That'd be crazy. I wonder what that number comes back to. Go ahead.
It doesn't exist.
You guys done with your dumbass tangent that you guys are on right
It's
now?
all right. We're just chatting, bro. Don't worry about it.
I enjoyed putting your exhaust system on because of the fact that I know the scale of work and passion you have for it. So, one, putting it on, enjoying the sound that it gave me
Yeah.
was one thing. Then I thought about it too, and I was like, even just like I think about like your YouTube video you made about it, everything else in between. I was like, I know the degree of work that went into this, and I know how you feel about it. So it feels good for me to be able to not even promote your product, but utilize your product that you've put a lot of work into and enjoy my experience that I got from it.
Yeah, because you have.
It's
yeah.
top notch, bro.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, and also too. I
course.
mean, another thing that happens is other people will come after us because they'll find pictures of our products on Alibaba, and they go, "Whoa, you're just fucking drop shipping." I'm like, how easy is it to copy? Like, have you ever copied your friend's homework? How easy is it to just take photos and put them on your post? Like, it's so easy.
Or just save the JPEG, Photoshop the logo off, and then re-upload it.
Sure. Or, I mean, that's why we have our background. That's why the background looks like this, is because it's a lot harder to Photoshop. It's like, I don't do that fucking white background, black background shit. That shit is crap. I don't know why people do it.
It's still not hard to Photoshop.
the
right?
the background, the way it reflects.
Bro, not everyone has your skill set. So
Like, people,
Bro, you don't think there's people in China that got the skill set?
oh, I'm sure.
in
I'm sure.
China they do, yeah. I guess
But actually, no, it's
they got
funny.
some
Whenever-
wizards.
you got to
But
remember who we're
everybody-
dealing with here.
Yeah, everybody ends up copying us. Then the products, maybe you could buy something that looks marginally similar to what we offer, but then everybody gets upset at us and they go, well, like, you're buying from Alibaba. Like, look, I can buy the same thing. I'm like, looks can be deceiving, sir. Have you ever met a very attractive girl with no personality? Like, it can be very deceiving. So,
Those are a dime a dozen.
yeah. So,
Sorry.
exactly that. You know, it's a very, very strange thing where people believe that because the roles are reversed, like we're doing the development, we're making the stuff. We had one of the first G80 exhaust systems for the single mid pipe that was equal length come out right as the car came out. Like, I got one of the first cars. And people say, oh, you buy the exhaust from Alibaba. I'm like, anybody can copy anything. I can try to copy your white teeth. Like, it's not going to be easy.
Not at all. Bro, but I think
I can get you the guy.
Yeah, I need the guy.
I think part of what it is too, bro, and this is like a basic shit we're talking about now, like back to like the existence of Valvetronic, but
Yeah.
there's a huge demand and need for your entire business model in this fucking sector.
Yeah.
There is a need for it.
Yeah.
The
Especially
fact that
BMWs. There's not people hand making BMW exhausts.
yeah, bro.
People can't afford it. If people were hand making BMW exhausts, there's a company called RK Titanium, and they make some really nice stuff. Like, RK Titanium does some top-notch titanium fabrication. The tricky thing is the business models are just different. They make a very exclusive one-off system that they can sell to a handful of people, and that's totally fine. But I want our systems to be enjoyed worldwide and by the masses. I want to see every car with Valvetronic, just because the model's different. So what I mean to say with RK Titanium guys is like, it's just a different model. Whereas if you want to spend your money that way, do it up. If you want to buy from us, love to have the business. But it's what I believe is important to be able to offer the best experience for the most number of people. That's my goal.
Can I ask you about the RA Huracan exhaust you're coming out with?
Yes.
You said it's catback. Will you
catback.
have like a header back version? Full?
So we make headers for the cars.
Okay, so you already have that.
We have headers
So you
for
can
the car.
pair.
Correct. You can.
Because that will get you even more, right?
Me. Perhaps because the factory headers have a kind of an odd configuration. They're all heat shielded. But the thing is yes, people can buy that, but I would honestly sway them away from doing that, because doing the secret weapon fab exhaust is a $20,000 exhaust off the rip. The other challenge is you need to remove the engine out of that car to put the exhaust on. Who's doing that? Let's
People that are spending $20,000 on an exhaust.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's separate that.
On an R8, that is one thing. It's like
On an STO, maybe.
who's buying an R8 and then going, I have 20,000 plus at least 5 in labor.
And also, who's the shop that's going to do that? You going to trust them to take your car apart like that?
I'm giving. We know people that'll take part.
Like,
in
I'll bring
R8,
it to
no problem.
AGX. Like, they can do it. I don't think anybody else can do it.
Well, they're right here. So, but yeah, an R8 who's going to spend 20% of the car's value on an exhaust.
Yeah, that's all 25%. Yeah, once you're done. But the big objective for me was this: is I wanted to engineer our way out of. Or I wanted to engineer that challenge, which was let's provide a product to enthusiasts that they can just bolt on and go, that's in stock available, and that gives you the best sound.
Put it on a Performante. That makes sense.
Performante, sure. STO, sure. Technica, same. Like, being able to, let's call a spade here. All the Huracan exhausts sound the same. Whether it's my system, whether it's Rift, whether it's all the systems, they all sound the same. No one has come out with something that's really unique, except for the Secret Weapon Fab guys. But being able to offer a very unique one-off system is not my MO. It's just not what I do. Like, I want to be able to offer the mass market option so that anybody like myself, I have an Audi R8 Spider. Why? We need to do development. Do I like the car? Now, I love the car because the car is fucking amped because it sounds ridiculous. But before, not interested in the car whatsoever. I would have never bought it. But because we're doing this development, I figured it's good to have, I've had the car for a couple months now, and I think I've driven the car 10 miles just to do like sound clip testing.
Sponsor my R8. We'll push it heavy.
Bro, ship.
You have an R8?
I'll tell you what.
No, sponsor my R8.
I'll do you one better.
Oh, yeah.
I'll do you one better. I'll tell you what right now.
Yeah.
I will cover the shipping costs to get that car out here. Give it to us for a week and let us make content with it, supporting everything and going crazy with that car.
Done.
Deal.
Easy. Yeah, that's not a problem. It's a Spider too.
You drive it 10 miles.
Lit.
Let us drive it maybe 400 or 500.
2 weeks.
And
Yeah.
we will put content out. We will push that car.
Sure.
And I'll debut your exhaust and everything else in between.
Debut.
I'm about it. We'll do it. I'll have to get the car wrapped with like some cool graphics. But yeah, it was very special because actually when I was traveling, my main like marketing director called me, and it was like 3 o'clock.
What color is his hair?
Orange.
Got it.
Yeah.
I knew who we were talking about. I just
Orange?
want to make
That's
sure.
a hair
Okay.
color?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry.
Most
That's
people call that red,
I'm sorry.
no?
He's Shane's the media director, not the marketing. But
I like Shane.
Shane's
Is
great.
Shane the one that records you every time you do some crazy like GT3 RS rip in the car? Like whenever I'm watching you from your back seat, who's recording? Is it Shane?
Yeah, usually Shane.
Okay.
Usually my Shane, like my other wacky friends that I have.
I want to meet Shane.
Joe's got post notifications on for you.
I'm a huge fan.
Type shit.
Yeah. Really.
Not bad.
Not bad.
But Shane called me, and it was like 3 a.m. my time. He calls me and goes, dude. I'm like, what? Like, is everything good? He's like, dude, we cracked it. Like, Rob cracked it. And I was like, what do you mean? And he plays a sound clip over the phone. And I was like, dude, no way. And the sound was unreal. Like, I'll play it for you guys. Here. I think, did I show it to you?
No,
Did I show it
not
to you?
yet.
Not yet.
I can show it to you.
Can't wait.
Again, you've been just stroking.
Let's
me.
wrap this up so I can see
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Um,
We are at a minute 25 though, almost an hour and a half.
I'm done. I'm hungry.
Yeah. Do I need something? But yeah, so he called me. He's like, dude, like we've cracked it. Like Rob did it. Like I don't know how he did it, but this is the most amped. It sounds like an LFA. Like you got to hear this car. I'm like, and I'm sitting there. My father is on the trip with me, and I told him this, and he's like, dude, like, how does it feel? I'm like, I don't know how to feel. He's like, dude, because you cracked it. Like you figured it out, and now actually becomes the real challenging thing in terms of operations, because anybody can make a really unique exhaust setup, but it's now up to us.
How do you scale it?
How do we scale it? Because, dude, I'm concerned. Like, we're already making like 250 exhausts. Okay, for the aggregate for people for what this costs, because it's a very expensive system to engineer, A, and B, to fabricate, because there's like 30 different pieces. It's really complicated. It's like such an egregious outlay of money, but I'm like, this is my commitment to the community. I want to do this because if I get this to be popular, like the Gentani SVJ stuff, I think people will love this platform. Now that the R8 and Huracans are over, I would like to see this exhaust like make it very special for people.
Well, bro, dude, I think what's happening too, and I think it's perfect timing.
Yeah.
If the R8 rips like that,
yeah, bro, those cars
People
you have a whole new echelon of era of kids that are coming up. That those cars are becoming more affordable
Dream
for
car
them.
for people.
100%.
Yeah.
And they're gonna crack that. And now this is out where it's available. Mm-hmm. It's only catback. Everything else in between, you're tying both worlds
that's
together.
The thing too is like my R8 it has factory headers, but it has the cats gutted, which I didn't do, but it has the cats removed, so it's really loud.
Oh, no cats.
But
Stray dogs.
yeah, it has
if that's a
outrageous. But yeah, it has just the catback that's been like modified. Dude, and the catback's no valves, and the catback literally goes on the car. If you have a good technician, they can do the whole install in like 4 hours. And call that like $600, $700 in labor. Like that's it. Dude, you're talking, it's an expensive exhaust, and everybody's going to try to rip me off, and good luck. But
how much is it to reverse punched out cats in those cars though? I mean, not obviously people aren't mostly going to do that, but I've heard it's crazy. You got to drop the engine?
You have to put the headers. Yeah, you got to put new headers on. But like,
it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, well, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, I mean, or just put some software on the car.
Sell your car in a different state.
Put some software on the car?
Yeah. I don't want to talk about this.
This is a big software guy. Just throw some software on it.
Yeah.
He doesn't know about.
Just you got to know a guy. I can't talk about this. But
I'm not talking about getting rid of the check engine light.
Just selling the car as an aggregate, like just selling the vehicle.
Use the word aggregate one more time.
Yeah.
You know what the word aggregate means?
What does it mean?
The word aggregate means a total or a collective of something. So when I talk about people as an aggregate, I'm talking about like a generalization of a group of like most people in general.
Mm-hmm. You're grouping people up together.
Yeah.
I realize this.
Yeah.
But it seems like you just learned what that word meant a week ago.
Yeah,
and
I'm
you've used
using
it
it a lot.
95 times on this podcast.
Well,
I'm going to get an aggregate counter.
Yeah, in aggregate, you've used aggregate.
You've used aggregate 7 times.
I don't know any other words. I'm pretending to be intelligent.
Aggregate,
tough.
not bad.
It's tough for me, yeah. My aggregate knowledge on this topic is minimal. But yeah, so that'll be coming out soon, and
it's pretty lit.
I don't know how to take a vacation. Maybe after I put everything out, I'll take a vacation.
Don't take a vacation, bro.
Okay.
You haven't earned one.
Probably not.
You haven't.
Yeah, probably not.
I'm telling you that right now. You haven't. How old are you?
26.
We're the same age.
Yeah.
What year were you born? 98.
Yeah.
You haven't earned shit.
Okay. Thanks.
You haven't earned a vacation. You haven't earned anything. We can take a vacation when we're 30.
Okay. All right.
Deal?
I can.
Head down right now.
You got to come too, though. Where are we gonna go?
I'm down for any.
I'm invited.
Can we do Tokyo?
Absolutely.
I feel like the three of us in
Wow.
Tokyo would be different.
Have you been to Tokyo?
I have not.
I'm going in April.
That's what I'm saying.
Spectacular.
Let's go to
Such a cool
Tokyo.
place.
3 of us.
Yeah.
Can you imagine we can go Mario Kart like with this fucker in
Mario
street
Kart stuff
Tokyo?
is stupid. Don't do it. It's a waste of
Here
money.
we
They're
go.
so slow.
My Tokyo dream just died in 3 seconds.
Going in April.
It's over. It's
Why?
over.
What's wrong? What's wrong with the experience of doing that?
Just from the people that I've learned that have done it. I didn't do it.
We got to go to the K1 Outdoor.
here.
Yeah. Have you seen it? The new one?
Can we go tomorrow?
Down in like Corona? Outdoor
really
K1?
No, I've not done it. But
But it's tomorrow.
yeah, like
It's Monday. Tomorrow's Tuesday.
yeah.
That's funny.
What time do you want to go?
One day.
I mean, I have like the whole day free.
One day I'll say yes to a Tuesday.
I'm sorry.
One day I'll say yes to a Tuesday. But
Well,
tomorrow,
what do you got going on?
I got work, I got a meeting, and I got to check out a property.
Oh, so like you're busy, but like why don't you check out the property? You check out the K1 Speed property, right?
It's not a bad reason to get out, escape away.
It's not bad.
I'm
It's
down.
not bad. All right, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up. Does he get guest questions again?
Yeah.
Does he?
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's been a while. You never know the same answers.
That's true. Yeah.
Maybe
He's
you're
gonna have
dialed
some
in, maybe you're
dumbass
not.
answers.
yeah.
The questions. You get the
It's
questions
same
again.
questions.
The
Yeah,
best
here we
part.
go, here we
Yeah, questions have not changed.
All right.
What's the most overrated car today? The Audi R8. Until you put a sick exhaust
Didn't
on.
I say that?
I
I
don't
said
know.
that as the first one. I think I said that.
Maybe.
Oh, was you
You're not.
the
Yeah,
Huracan?
you're not a fan of those cars.
The Huracan.
Might have been the
The
Huracan.
Huracan. I'm picturing his fingers.
Huracan.
The way he was sitting in his seat the first episode, he was like this. Huracan. Don't think too hard.
SVJ.
To where you fry a bit.
SVJ.
What?
SVJ.
Why is that the most overrated car?
It's actually, well, the car itself is overrated. The exhaust systems that people put on are not overrated. They're great.
I agree with that.
Have you ever driven a stock SVJ? Stock
have.
Ultimate? It's not very interesting.
Well, okay.
What's the purpose of the
Walk
Ultimate?
that back. Walk that back. Walk
Okay,
that
the
back.
Ultimate drives way better than the SVJ.
Walk that back. It's
Really?
also the most refined technology. Walk
Yes.
that back. Walk that back.
Yeah.
It's also built completely differently. But walk that back. Walk that back. When you have driven a cracked out SVJ,
Yeah.
of course a stock one is going to feel crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Bro, but to the average person that's never touched that car, a stock SVJ is literally fulfilling every single wet dream I've ever
Dream,
had in
sure,
my entire
okay,
life.
all right.
So obviously, from our perspective, yes, a stock one is literally dog shit.
But cracked out is a whole new story.
What else is overrated? Maybe that's not a good answer.
I mean, it's not a bad. It's an
No, no,
answer
I
people
think-
have had.
I think it's a valid answer because I think the car is becoming overrated in certain aspects. I also don't think that people buy that car anymore because of what the car is. I think they buy it more because of what it can do for you outside of the car world.
That's probably true.
That's why I don't like it.
What else is an overrated
That car has become
car?
status. That car is an engineering masterpiece.
What, the SVJ?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude,
Okay.
I really
Engineering
this is a very,
masterpiece.
very, very challenging
is.
question.
You think the
Most
the way
overrated
they
car.
change the exhaust, that's what makes it special? The car has to have the capabilities to be allowed to change the exhaust to make it like that. Does that
Yeah,
make
no,
sense?
I-
The
I-
car has
yeah.
to be able to be unlocked to that degree. That's why it's
That's
an engineering
fair,
masterpiece.
yeah.
So yes, the exhaust make them special, but the car has to have the bones to be special. Motherfuckers.
Most overrated car,
You already answered it,
I
Austin.
really don't know.
It's
yeah.
the SVJ.
Probably the Turbo S, but
Whenever-
story for
The
another
Turbo
day.
S is perfect for like that. For the type of owner that owns a Turbo S, that's a perfect car, like a perfect daily car. It's so fast.
Right, but there's people that aren't the type of owner that own the Turbo S
Yep.
who aspire for that think it's something that it's not.
Well, those people want a GT3. I think. I don't know. Okay.
But they want the Turbo S because it's faster.
What's the next underhyped car? Is that
Underrated car. What is
underrated?
the
The
most,
next underrated
hold
car.
on. What is the most underrated car?
Oh, it's underrated car is the Boxster Spider RS. Spider RS.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
That
I love that car.
Is I just got an allocation for one, and so we'll see when it shows up.
Wait, what is it? Am I thinking of something else? What is it?
Not bad.
The what?
The Spider
The
RS.
Spider RS.
They took a Boxster and put a GT3 RS engine in it from factory, and it's $100,000 less than a GT3 RS.
And this is like new?
Yeah, and it has no roof, which is perfect. 'cause
You
I
know,
love a
remember the
convertible.
GT4 RS?
Yeah.
They made a Boxster version.
They made a
So
convertible.
there was the Cayman version, the
When did this
GT4
happen?
RS, and now
Why do
there's
I
a
not
Boxster
know
version.
anything about this?
They're literally on dealer lots.
I
They
did not
have
know
it
that.
months.
Yeah.
What is Porsche?
Yeah.
That's why I don't know shit about it.
Yeah. And little scoops that
You're
are
a
in the
fucking
thing.
weirdo. Like with the
I'm a
knob-
weirdo? you're
the pot calling the
you're
kettle
gonna-
black.
You are telling me I'm a weirdo.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
calling
but
me
It takes one to know.
a weirdo.
But no, I Spider RS is I think the most underrated car that's out there today, and here is why. When I was getting into cars in like 2012, 2013, when I was like 14, 15, I remember being in the 991 Porsches and being in the 981 Cayman Boxsters. The 718 is just a more polished version of a 981 Boxster. The fact that it now exists, my perfect car. If it was manual, it'd be more perfect, but beggars can't be choosers. It is, I think, aesthetically very attractive. It's a convertible Spider. I think that's very cool. Has these incredible intakes where you get the most intoxicating induction noise. It sounds like you're sitting in a McLaren F1. It's outrageous, or a Diablo. It's ridiculous. It has this incredible high revving, naturally aspirated flat six. Dynamics are very impressive. The car rides well. The car has a lot of trunk space. You can actually travel with it. The bucket seats are comfortable. There's space. The car has Apple CarPlay. It has enough technology to be perfect, but it's got analog dials. It's got all the physical buttons. It is
Analog dials are underrated.
totally. I don't want to be looking at a screen. I really am not interested. And my GT3 has my RS has too much of that. It's the car is so good at everything. It's almost boring.
718 Spider RS. That's
Yes,
just the name of the
yeah.
car.
If you're gonna do digital dials or digital anything, it needs to be like the Lamborghini where it's like the race car tack.
Yeah, like that's
People
cool.
that do traditional dials in digital.
You know what, a car that actually does it well though is the new Mustangs. You can have like a classic looking like Fox body Mustang gauges, and that looks cool. But yeah, Spider RS, I feel, is the most underrated, and you fucking know damn sure when I get mine, it's going to be cracked the fuck out with a full race exhaust setup. And
Are you
it's gonna
speccing it yourself?
Yes, yeah, I'm doing
PTS?
I'm a brokey.
Or you don't care because you're going to wrap it?
No, I'm just a fucking loser. So it's gonna be guards red with like the kind of like two-tone red
Bro,
interior.
he lives in Pennsylvania. Bro,
I'm getting
that's all you
ceramic
need to know.
brakes.
Wysack?
No Wysack.
Let me tell you.
Wysack is a carbon pack on that car. There's no performance.
Bro,
It
this
is
shit
just
is-
carbon.
Who cares?
Bro, I think it looks ugly.
You're not trying to resell the car ever?
I think the tacky carbon. No, bro, because it's $15,000 for Wysack. I think I'll save the $15,000. I think the Wysack on that car is so overrated.
All right.
I think it's so dumb.
Yo, this shit's hot.
Shit's
Yeah,
sick,
bro, I
right?
told
shit's-
you.
no, no.
Shit's not
This shit's hot.
bad.
Like the genuine like design of it. That shit,
Bro, they're sick.
Dude, and
bro, the front end
and
looks
then-
fucking sick.
The rear end on the
Yeah.
the Spider version
Oh,
rear.
Really, really important. This is only going to be important for people who ever order this car. There is an option, and it is removing. There's a friend of mine named Noah. Noah told me about this. His Boxer Spider came with, because it has that like sloping roof for the Spider. There's an option you have to click, which is deleting the Sirius XM antenna, because if you don't, it's a little square box that totally disrupts the flow of the car. It just
And
is like
who's using Sirius XM?
I don't know.
It's 2025.
Yeah, exactly. So
Why you ruin the design of a car for Sirius XM?
So you got to do.
That's crazy.
You have to do. You got to do that.
That pisses me off a little bit, actually.
But yeah, my spec is I think like 188 ish.
Sirius XM should be an option that you have to
That
click.
you have to click. Yeah,
180
exactly.
for that.
Yeah, 180. The sticker price is 164.
That's-
Think about how much car that is.
That's a lot
It's
of car.
So my car is gonna be guards red, silver wheels, black calipers, the two-tone red inserts on the seats with the red stitching, white dials,
White dials is hot.
black dials.
I said white dials
White
is
dials.
hot.
White dials. Yeah, yeah. The ceramic brakes with the calipers in black,
He's not listening sometimes.
and no Wysack because that is a stupid fucking option for $15,000. Now, I did ask my dealer if I can do PTS without getting the Wysack. I will get it in my favorite color of all time, which is Nordic Gold Metallic. Now having this conversation, I might just change the spec and say, fuck it, I'll get the Wysack if I can get this color.
What do
This
they
is
charge for
my-
that? Like 27K?
No. The
What's the
paint to
color?
sample is only 14.
What's the color?
It's basically like Andrew Tate's Bugatti color. It's like a really cool color.
Nordic what?
Nordic Gold Metallic. It is look at it on a GT3 RS. It's outrageous. It is my favorite color of all time.
What?
Yeah.
You got to be kidding me, right?
That looks like it'd be your favorite color.
I think it's so cool.
Bro, this looks like the color like when a baby takes a dump. This is
Okay,
the color
look up-
of that dump.
Dude, look at that car. It looks so cool.
I don't think
This-
I don't think I'd call that Andrew Tate's Bugatti.
I definitely would not call that. But this
It's
is
got
I'm
more
telling you,
orange in it.
When a 6-month-old takes a doo-doo, that's what the color of the doo-doo
Bro,
looks
like,
like.
why do you know so much about that? Like,
That's a
relax.
great question. He's got no kids.
Yeah.
But the
At least none that we know
Don't
about.
do that. Don't pay me.
look at that though.
Don't-
That was that the RS? Cayman RS?
Yeah.
Dude,
It works. Carbon hood.
fuck the carbon hood. That shit's so tacky.
Okay.
Personally. But how would you spec yours?
Me?
Yeah.
If I could do anything, dude, you're asking too much with too little time.
Yeah, I did spend a lot of time on the configurator. But you know what's the most amazing
Miami
thing
blue.
about all this?
Red calipers.
I'll wrap this question together, maybe wrap this podcast together. I know we have one more question, which is the last question, the most important question. But it makes me so happy as a 26-year-old to look back and think like 18-year-old Austin would be very proud. Like I'm so blessed, so lucky that I even get the opportunity to spec my own car that I've always dreamed of. And I'm so blessed for all the people who support me and for all the people who like have bought an exhaust and enjoy the experience. Like you're really making myself and everyone else's lives who work for me like their dreams come true, because I really try to promote a very healthy work environment. We've got snacks, the working hours are fair. I have an incredible director of operations, like a COO director of ops person. He came from Trader Joe's and he's like transformed the business to make it so that
They run a tight ship.
people have structures, people
would
are
know.
happy, people are organized. The warehouse is like a fucking hospital. It's so clean. Like everything about it makes me so happy every day. So like that's a really important thing. And it makes me blessed that I can even have the opportunity to offer, I think, a great product to incredible individuals and enthusiasts around the world, but also like this is really a dream come true.
Ultraviolet.
Type shit. Ultraviolet.
Ultraviolet.
That'd be cool. Let's see. I'm not cool like that. Like that's
not
like
cool
a
like
really
that?
cool, classy, like elegant Porsche color, gold type shit. And the last question: what is the best sounding car?
No. 3-car garage, any budget. Only 3. 3 for everything.
I thought wasn't there like the best sounding car?
We
that was-
asked you
That
that,
was
like
your
just
question.
in the
you
middle of the
dumb shit.
podcast.
That was
Oh,
your
I have
specific-
the correct answer.
That
It's
was
the-
your
It's
specific
the
question.
599 with full.
What's the best
We'll get
sounding
that
car?
after this.
What's the best sounding car?
Is a Ferrari 599 GTB or GTO with F1 transmission, not manual, with F1 transmission with a full Valvetronic exhaust setup, equal length race headers, the X pipe, and the valve rear mufflers. With the valves open, play a clip.
Because it sounds that crazy.
Dude, there's a
It's
video
that
of
screaming?
M178 Works. There's a guy, I think he's in...
Does it rip the space-time continuum?
I think he's in...
Continue.
I think he's in like Morocco. I don't know where he is. He's somewhere. He's either in Africa or he's in like the Middle East somewhere.
He's at the Rock of Gibraltar. Go.
Yeah,
Next thing.
but dude, he has this 599 that's got some GTO parts to it, and this is the most amped sounding car ever. I missed everything that you said.
It's okay. Go.
Yeah.
Just go. Go.
Dream car, garage,
3-car garage.
three-car garage.
Any budget. No budget.
Gordon Murray T50. A perfectly built out, like Coyote swapped or GT350 swapped Ford Explorer built out like with like as an aviator with radar cruise and everything, all the self-driving, perfect daily car.
The Raptor R engine.
Raptor R engine, yeah, just outrageous vehicle.
Outrageous fun.
Satellite
Absolutely
detector.
ridiculous, man.
Yep.
And then lastly, that
Outer world invasion
that
detection.
third car probably got to be something that's just like pure. Like, I mean, the T50 is pretty. That would be pretty pure.
Pretty pure.
Maybe something to go.
Shout out Gordon.
No, like the Explorer would go off road.
T50 would be pure. What else do you need?
I feel like a really good like JDM car. Like I don't know what that would be. I'm not super familiar. Like if I got like a really cool R34 Skyline.
You're picking something that you're not familiar with.
Yeah, because I feel like that would give me an experience that I'd like to have. Like I've got the crazy, like exotic car. I've got my daily driver car. But I think the Gordon Murray T50 is not flashy, so you could use it all the time if you had it like in silver, or maybe I'd get it in Nordic gold because I think it's a fantastic color. But like the third car has to be, yeah, something like very unique, or it's got to be something ridiculous like a Buick Roadmaster or something, like just something outrageous. That's what I think. That third car I haven't figured out. I think I got the first two. Third car would be up to maybe on the next time we do this I'll have a better answer.
You have your fucking answer.
Yeah.
Man,
Well-
yeah, what a way to cap that. This is Austin from Valvetronic at Corsa Galleria.
It's not bad.
Thank you for coming on with a part 2.
And if you haven't heard the first one and you want to know how Austin started Valvetronic, how all that happened, and more, if you just enjoyed this,
Whatever this is, go
go
chat.
back. There's more. There's
Yeah.
more of
There's
it.
more.
But wait, there's more.
But wait, there's more. And I can't wait to do a sound clip.
We didn't really talk about where we are.
And
Can
eat
we
food.
Can we highlight the fact that, this guy
We did.
was-
We shouted out George.
George,
Here
okay.
at Corsa Galleria. George is the man.
Yeah.
George
if you
is
want to
the-
buy a BMW, they definitely have some.
George is
Yeah,
the
he's got a
number
great
one
selection.
BMW reseller in the world.
Yeah.
If you need anything, Corsa Galleria, right here.
And
Southern
everything
California.
that comes through here has had the work done.
Yep.
It comes in, George sends it to a shop, gets the work done, it goes out.
Yep.
So what
The
you're
big-
buying,
Big 3, baby. Big 3.
what you're buying is taken care of.
Big three.
Buy with confidence.
Maybe an E46 M3 to end it all off.
He's Car Gurus
we can
awarded,
talk
George.
forever.
Corsa Galleria. We're out.
I'm done with this
Thank you
kid.
very much.